Welcome to another edition. You guys already know what it is. To Shopkulture. Man, every Tuesday at 8-ish, tune in. We're back. I'm joined by, you know who he is, Shutdown Corner, Mr. Anthony Toomer. Tell him.
What it do, man? Happy to be here, baby.
Man,
let's get
it's
into
a
it.
beautiful thing, man. And then we got the producer extraordinaire back there.
What's up? What's up?
And of course, I'm Barry Crosby. This is Shopkulture. Guys, once again, thank you guys for tuning in every Tuesday. We did do a pop-up. We got things brewing. So you guys already know what's going on. We have the event coming up. What's the event? December 26th.
Come on, man. The meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
It is, man.
Meet and greet.
It's coming. It's here.
It should be, yes.
We finally got it on the books.
Ready to
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
So we're
It's that
expecting
time.
We're expecting quite a few people. So please make sure you guys arrive early if you can.
Come out, show out.
Show out. Just, you know what? It's only 3 hours. We're just doing like a quick meet and greet so we can just kind of
Have a good time.
see the faces behind the keyboards.
Come on.
You know, in person.
Come
So
on.
we're actually looking forward to that, all of us. And then you guys actually get a chance to meet some the Shop Culture Supreme group, which is
Yes,
a ladies
sir.
edition. So they're going to be joining us, and make sure you guys want to say hello, what's up. They're pumped. If you guys been noticing, they be on it. They're trying to outshine.
Man, listen, they be putting in work.
They're trying to outshine the.
They be putting it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Listen. Like Rihanna said, bright like a diamond. I'm always
Come
shine,
on,
okay? So, but they putting in work.
They are,
I
no,
appreciate the ladies, man.
yes.
They are always active, man.
Yes.
You know, they push a lot of content. I love the ladies, man. They're good. I can't wait to see the show.
And we're looking forward to it. And that's another thing. When you have Shop Culture, you have it from the man's perspective, of course, because we do it from the barbershop. Barry's barbershop. We'll do a little shameless plug. But anyway,
Come on.
we do it from the barbershop. We want to also include the ladies, so we can kind of have that good dialogue, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about relationships. We talk about these type of things, or how we can better our relationship we have with one another. Because at this time and moment, it just seems like there's just a lot of animosity. There's a lot of just distrust. There's a lot of whatever the case might be, just hostility.
And you know, and as objective as we try to be,
Mm-hmm.
we still can't give a lady's perspective. So it's always good to get the woman's perspective.
Mhm.
I can't wait till we do a full panel where it's men and the women and really dive into some of these issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to hear what these ladies got to say.
Yeah.
I know they're gonna bring it. I know they're gonna really bring the noise. I'm really excited to see what these ladies got to say.
Well, no, yeah, we're going to talk about relationships, but we're also going to talk about parenting. And we're going to talk about a variety of issues coming up the first of the new year. So we want to kind of start it fresh and really kind of go into it. And then we also have some really good topics. So, guys, make sure you guys tune in. And Shop Culture is growing. We told you this. Every other day is another 100. We want to keep it going. Just keep it, man. This is family. This is a big ass family.
Listen, keep liking, keep sharing.
That's all.
Please keep inviting. We appreciate you so much.
It's not just about us in here. This is about all of us. So this is a whole family, not just this family, right? Yeah. So, anyways, how was your weekend, real quick?
Oh man, my weekend was good, man. It was real low key.
Low key?
The house, worked out with the boys.
Okay. Cool. I see the arms. Okay, you showed up. Okay, you showed up.
I'm trying to get back in the cycle.
Okay, I see it.
I can't be promoting too fit, you know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
And I'm small. So
And we actually want to talk about that.
Yeah,
We
you
want
can
to talk about
promote it.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Nah,
Yeah, we are.
But I got listen. If I'm not right, I can't throw it out.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I
you're
got
right.
to be right. You know what I mean?
Ladies,
Coming
on.
soon, then, yo.
Yeah,
Coming soon.
it's on.
It's definitely coming soon.
It is on. How was your weekend?
It was cool, man. Took the lady out to communion over there in the CD. You guys may have heard of it.
I actually missed a reservation, so I need to definitely check it out. I heard it's excellent food. Shout out to them and what they're doing.
Yeah,
One of the
man.
hottest places to get in in Seattle.
We went.
Not just black restaurant. I'm like, no, it's a restaurant. Period.
Well, the owners they definitely make it a point to let folk know that it is all black because it is black owned. Nevertheless, restaurant, delicious food, drink is good. The vibe was right. We went on a Friday night where it's the only night that they do like where they're open late. So it was like they have like a late happy hour, if you will, 10 to 1 a.m. like club hours. Good, super good. I recommend it. You guys get out there and check it out. But outside of that, me and my girl, we got to go out and get that time in together. And that was about it. Yeah.
Who used to say that quality time? What was that, Tevin?
Tevin what?
Kevin Campbell with Quality Time, or who was that singer on Quality Time?
I know some.
Quality.
I know some.
I'm old.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I know
Somebody tell me that. It's a high five. High five.
High five. The quality.
Am I tripping? It was a high five. Somebody
in the group look it up.
Help me out. That was the cut.
We have to look it up.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, guys.
Right.
So we got.
What's up to everybody in the chat?
How's everybody doing? Chat. What's up, Julie? How you living?
They loving the shoes.
Come on, appreciate that.
I already said it when I seen them.
So, matter of fact, that actually leads me into my next little spot. We are going to be doing weekly promotions for local entrepreneur, local business owner, local business vendors.
That's dope.
We want to create more relationships with the community. So, my first spot is going to be to a friend of mine. I wanted to get a little more information. I don't have his contact, but I'm gonna just shout him out because he did create these for me. These are custom.
Oh, that's dope.
My boy Brandon Benson.
Okay.
I'm gonna get all his contact and I'm gonna shoot it in the group so that way you guys can contact him. He does clothes, he does shoes, slides, all of that. You know what I mean? And he really put in the work. You know, I had to put it on. Brandon Benson, man, he put on for Kobe for me. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted a custom pair of Kobe Lakers Jordans, and he did that for me. He put it together for me, so I really appreciate that.
Well,
I need his information.
Yeah,
sure.
we definitely need the information, bro. If he's watching it, put it on there. Put it in the link, bro.
Exactly.
That's what we want to do. And actually, Tim came up with the idea. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to do more to support small businesses. You know, I think that's kind of where our community is built on. Yeah. This barbershop was built on that. It started as a small barbershop. So I was blessed to have a father that was involved in this business and you know, brought me along in it. Yeah. And so whatever I can do to pass it along in terms of small business, helping whatever I can, I'm always on board of that. So definitely a blessing, man. So great suggestion on that.
Real quick, everybody in the chat, there's a lot of folks that are under Facebook user. If you guys want me to recognize, who you are, your name, profile pic, all of that, you're liking this all together, you need to chime in from the Shopkulture Live group. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I don't know.
And real quickly, it's actually more to it than that. You have to allow StreamYard. This is an additional site. You got to say okay on that, and StreamYard will recognize it and will say your name.
Well, there you go.
So,
there you go.
So there's a little bit more to it. Unfortunately, they had to change it. I guess Facebook was tripping, so that's what StreamYard, and that is the streaming site that we use to put on this platform. So
cool.
So please go do that for everybody that's commenting.
Or you can put your name underneath.
Or put your name in the comment. But I mean, it'd just be easier just to allow us so that way we can see you, say what's up. You know what I'm saying, and just appreciate you for coming through.
Yes.
Right. So, properly acknowledging y'all.
I think that's important. That's what we do here.
One more thing before we get into it.
Let's get into it.
The meet and greet. Did y'all
the meet and greet. Yes, we already said it. The meet and greet is December 26th, which is going to be on a Sunday.
I know it's the day after Christmas, but I mean,
people are gonna want to get out.
Y'all adults, I know y'all gonna want to get away from them kids. I know I can't wait to get away from mine the day after Christmas.
And you got teenagers; those kids only want to spend time with you.
You already know they're trying to shake anyway.
They're trying to shake and do whatever.
Let them all go spend their little Christmas money, man. Come out and hang with us.
And most people are not even working on Monday anyway, so that's one of the reasons why I said the 26th was going to be a perfect day to have it. Remember, guys, meet and greet. You guys need to come. We're bringing it to Kent. We're bringing it to Kent. So, and this is just the start. We're going to actually be, again, in the new year, having maybe, some type of events once a month or something to kind of promote what I say grown folk time.
Yep. I mean, we also going to do some stuff for the family, get the kids out and all that, but we're going to do some stuff for the grown folks.
Yeah, we got to do some grown folks. Some couples want to dress up, get the little tux out or do something, man. I want to
get the fellas together,
Yeah, smoke some cigars.
Do something,
Come on. So, we want to kind of go on this topic. Let's kind of dive into the topic.
Cool. Topic number one. Got you.
Topic number one.
Why do men cheat?
And we want to talk about this because if you notice in the group, it's always something to do with some type of cheating.
Shout out to the doc real quick.
Doc is in the building?
Doc.
Okay,
you see it on the screen?
Okay, Doc. You guys don't know. The doc is here. But we always have this discussion. We always have this talk about cheating. So I wanted to kind of dive into it. First of all, I wanted to ask, what are some of the reasons that and we're just talking from the men's perspective. So ladies, we're going to keep you out of this one.
Right.
But we're going to come for you too. But we're not going to do it this show.
Can I
Go ahead.
I was gonna list some off.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jones.
I found some interesting information in regards to the topic per some articles that I came across.
Okay.
These are just, I got like 13 reasons, but I'm gonna just
give a couple.
Got you. Selfishness is one. Unfettered impulse, unrealistic expectations, and insecurity.
Okay. Now let's personalize this. I want to ask each one of you guys.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I said it's always ego driven. You cheat for me it was ego.
Okay, ego driven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you want to see if you get it. Where you get it.
I agree. A lot of it is ego driven. I'm gonna hit you with another one.
Mm-hmm.
What about when you are unequally yoked sexually with your partner? So as in maybe you want something sexually that your partner doesn't do, right? And a lot of times, I'm not gonna say a lot of times, I know in a lot of situations that ends up being a reason why a man would cheat. He, goes looking for something, or that he may have not verbalized. I'm not gonna blame it on the ladies and say that they weren't willing. I'm gonna just say maybe he didn't verbalize it, or maybe he did communicate it and she wasn't willing to give it. Maybe that's just something that some women are just saying, I don't do this.
But that's kind of his fault, then, right?
I think it's both parties' fault. I think it's both parties' fault.
Okay.
Because when you get into a relationship, I think communication goes just beyond what you like, what I like, what's gonna make us work. I think you have to be sexually yoked. You know what I'm saying? And they always say we have to be equally yoked. I think you have to be equally sexually yoked as well, because if you're into something that your partner's not into, right? Or do you change who you are to fit your partner's sexual needs, or does she change to meet your sexual needs, or do you end up in a situation where you're going to search for somebody else?
I guess it depends on how important sex in your relationship.
I think to me, sex is very important.
But that's to you. Like some people, sex is not all that important. It's not the primary.
Right? No. I agree. But I'm not speaking to every situation. I'm speaking to just those situations where a couple or a significant other isn't equally yoked sexually. See what I'm saying? As in, let's say, so I know a guy that got married to a woman that didn't get head. But
it's important to him.
He liked head, and she knew that. So she told him he could go get head from other women.
Okay, then that's not. Is that cheating?
No, I don't think it's cheating. Okay. But again, if you open that door,
it's gonna lead to other things.
I believe that eventually. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
It's a part of That's a part of I always call it getting camp, right?
You
don't stop at one.
You ain't gonna,
you ain't gonna stop at
you ain't gonna eat just one. You ain't gonna eat just one rubber.
I need
you know what I'm saying?
Eventually,
maybe the first time, maybe the second time.
We both agree. So it's gonna be
man. Okay. Listen, I know if you open that door, I'm walking through. So
I mean that's real though.
You know what I'm saying? And so that is one of my ideas.
Let's stick with the one. Mm-hmm. Now Nick, what's yours? I'm saying one of your reasons, not that you cheat. I'm just saying one of the reasons.
One of the reasons okay, well, I'll just read off, off my notes here. Selfishness.
Yep. Okay.
It's possible that his primary consideration is for himself and himself alone. He can therefore lie and keep secrets without remorse or regret, as long as it gets him what he wants. It's possible he never intended to be monogamous. Rather than seeing his vow of monogamy as a sacrifice made to and for his relationship, he views it as something to be avoided and worked around.
I like that one because that leads into that other one I want to talk about.
That leads all into it. Okay.
I like that.
So we got a variety of different reasons.
We're gonna tap in.
And that's what I say. Cheating is always multiple reasons. It's kind of what it is. What it sounds like.
Well, I think so.
But it does come down to the singular portion of it. But it is
selfish. I think
it's very selfish.
I mean, at the end of the day, the whole thing of cheating falls under that selfish umbrella. You know what I'm saying?
Ego, selfish.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. I think cheating in a whole is a selfish act. You know what I mean? Because we'll dive into this monogamous thing, right?
Yeah,
we'll dive into that. Yeah. So with monogamy, I think monogamy, too many times we don't talk about what monogamy means to you in a relationship, right? Let me ask you a question. How many books have you read on monogamy?
None. We just think it's an automatic.
It's an automatic
human trait or human behavior that is practiced, especially in this country. That's what it is.
Right, and it's a really big problem. You know, we follow a lot of models. We follow a lot of things that we see.
Let me go back to what you said. You said that is a big problem.
I believe so, and I'm gonna explain to you why.
Talk to me.
Were you born monogamous? That's our next topic. Were men or women actually born monogamous?
Can I read off a quote real quick?
Go ahead.
Talk to me. And I have a list that we're gonna dive into. We're gonna get into
Shopkulture. I forgot we're on here.
We're gonna dive into this.
So to tap into what Ant just
IG, they're following IG.
Come on.
So to tap into what Ant just put down, Pepper Schwartz, who is a professor of sociology at the university right here in Washington, right here, the University of Washington in Seattle, she says, "I don't think we are." Okay. You don't? You do? Oh shit! I'm about to say that.
Y'all, somebody get this.
Can I read off my notes?
Yeah, sure.
I was like, damn. Okay, so she says, I don't think we are a monogamous animal. A really monogamous animal would be a goose, because they never mate again if their mate is killed. Monogamy is invented for order and investment, but not necessarily because it's natural.
Now, I'm gonna jump into something. I really like that, my guy. Thank you for bringing that quote up. Okay. So you know me, I like to do my research.
Okay.
There are 12 species on this earth that are born monogamous and that mate for life. Okay. 12 species.
I can name off 3.
And I'm gonna give them to you. I got the list.
Go ahead.
We got
TT monkeys, dicks, coyotes, old field mice, seahorses, gray foxes, prairie voles, beavers, marmosets, gibbons, gray wolves, a shingleback skink.
Some of these animals I look up. I never heard
Okay. Now, that was 12 species.
Okay.
I didn't hear man or woman on that list.
Okay.
We were not, scientifically, we were not born to be monogamous.
Okay, but Tim, let me ask you, does that change your perspective? Because there's nothing wrong with you.
Doc,
I'm not
saying you are. I'm saying, to me, it's nothing wrong with you. So the older you get, it's something nice and pure about being monogamous, I think, at a certain point in your life.
I don't know if it's pure, but I think you can find some happiness and solace in it. But I believe that you can find some purity in any form of relationship, and I'll dive into that in a second.
Okay, I want to hear. Okay, because I want to hear about it. I want to hear about the pure. Yeah, I guess from that standpoint, I think I'm talking about pure in terms of it's something to be trusted when you're in line with that one person, though. When you're spiritually and mentally aligned, I think there's something to be said.
So let me hit you. Can I hit you with something?
Okay, hit me. Guys, we've been talking about this for like 3 months. So
man, listen, this is my boy.
So we're out here. We were going back. Okay.
And so he's been waiting for me to hit him with a couple facts, and I've been waiting to hit you with this. Because you said spiritually.
I believe so.
One of the oldest writings of polyamory or poly relationships or poly forms of relationships comes from an 1100 Jewish priest before they outlawed the priesthood to be married. One of the earliest writings of poly was in 1100, and we're speaking of a Jewish priest.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I definitely.
Okay.
So
go ahead. Keep going.
Okay.
So really quick. So I ask you, right? If we're speaking on spirituality, absolutely. And I just told you that a Jewish priest, and they are in the religious world to be the
when you talk about
right. There's levels of, but we're not going. I don't want to
misquote. They follow a certain principle there. Yes.
Thank you. Right. Okay. So if it was allowed then, right? And again, we can dive into. Was it allowed or?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
It was.
I just want to be clear.
No. And I'll give you the writings and I'll bring it up and we can get some quotes. I didn't bring it with me, but if it was allowed for this Jewish priest to live in a poly form of relationship, is there not purity in all forms of relationship? So here's my thing. Okay. If you truly believe in and again, this is something I've read and this, these are things that I've studied and worked on and really opened myself to. if you truly believe in the teachings and beliefs of poly, not just what you see as in relationship forms, but if you truly believe in what it truly means to be poly.
What poly is a lifestyle.
It definitely
is a lifestyle.
It's more than just a form of relationships. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of believing. A true poly person believes in all forms of relationship, whether it be monogamous, whether it be poly, whether it be bisexual, transsexual, in all forms. I believe in your happiness is yours, and it's not mine to judge. So, is there not purity in all forms of relationship if we're all spiritually connected and aligned in that same manner?
That's interesting. Okay, I see the point there. So within what you're saying, though, you can still have somebody cheating within that scope of things.
In every form of relationship,
the basics of it is honesty.
Yes,
right? It's a level of trust that I have to have with my partner.
Yes.
Makes sense. Hold on, let's get to you. I'm sorry, Nick.
Honesty and communication. That's my go-to.
Okay.
I want to address two things real quick. Doc, man, we see your comments, bro.
I don't see.
And I see him. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, okay, so one of his comments was, "Why do people cheat? Why?" Or he says, "Why do people cheat? Men are not the only ones." We understand that, Doc, but right now this is delegated towards why we're talking specifically about the men. Why do men cheat? Yeah, we're not getting off topic here. We're not talking about the women tonight. Maybe another night, but tonight we're focusing on men. And then to address this one right here, he says he'll be back. He has a lot to share, and the comments are being read. Well, it's not being read because we got talking points that we got to go over. So we got to let the guys, get their points across.
Hey, Doc, we're gonna have you on. We're gonna get you on because I think we got to dive into that, and that's going to be probably.
And honestly, guys, listen, we're always going to get to the comments because again, the viewers are driving force. But there's going to be topics and conversations where we're going to be dialoguing and going back and forth before we can get into the comments because we have points and things that we want to get off and get off our chest or possibly speak about. So we're always eventually going to get to the comments, guys. You just got to give us an opportunity to.
We're going to get there.
To
absolutely.
To dialogue.
And real quickly, when we talked about cheating, and me and you had this talk, I didn't want to go all over the place. I wanted to be very specific because cheating is such a wide subject and topic. We can go all over the place.
It's really personal.
And it's really personal. And we can all have personal experiences.
And we can have personal reasons why we did it.
Yes.
Right.
And we're not.
We're going over the general. Right?
We're not judging. This is not what this platform is about. Judging whoever does whatever. I don't care.
Listen here. I have openly cheated. I have been a cheater. I have cheated on people. I'm not gonna lie.
There you have it.
Listen. I keep it open in the phone because again, we don't. Word. But
want to talk about that one night.
But that listen, we're never here to judge, guys.
Transparency.
A lot of times we want to be objective, even when we're speaking on a certain subject. We may give some personal experience, but a lot of times it's objective personal experience.
Reluctantly, because you guys know I don't like talking about my personal stuff. I don't.
I'm about to say y'all already know how I get down. Y'all.
We got two that open. That's why we brought you on the show. It's perfect. I'm kind of one of those old school cats. Yeah. But for something like this is serious, and we do have to be somewhat open about it, and we want to be somewhat transparent.
And as the show gets, as y'all are seeing with your own eyes, the show is getting more refined. So with that, we got a structure to maintain. So right now, this is what we're doing. We have a format that we're sticking to.
His grown man on today. I like it.
We have a format structure, however you want to digest it, take it, that we are adhering to. So just bear with us. But you guys are important, and we're going to get to the comments.
Oh yeah,
you guys are not forgotten, is what I'm trying to say.
And I would love to have. And I do want to have, like I said, I can't wait to have Doc on because I want that mature perspective about what we're talking about because I think that there's a lot of stuff that
Speaking of comments, and I'm gonna let y'all get back to it.
Okay.
I have about 17 minutes left. Julie says you can spit facts and opinions to support your beliefs. It comes down to what you and your partner want with each other, then sticking to it.
She's absolutely correct.
Facebook user says it's consistently sticking to your commitments. That's what strengthens your foundation for relationships. Facebook user says same reason as women, the human condition is universal. cognitively speaking. We want our cake. We want our cake to eat it eat it too. It's a trait that is the fabric of all humans. Is monogamy is not meant to exist. However, we want it, and that's really that.
Yeah, we want what we want.
Yeah.
Without really thinking about our partner and the effects. Because let's go to the other aspects of cheating. Yeah. The aftermath of cheating. So let's say you said that you did it.
I have.
How do you feel afterward? Did you get caught per se, or what? How did it end?
I got a question for you too, Tim. But you go ahead.
Okay. I have been caught.
Okay.
I've never been caught like in the act.
No.
Yeah. That juvenile to me. I think if you were caught in the act, you were looking to get caught. You weren't really. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like the movies.
Yeah.
You stroke it and all of a sudden, oh my god,
I'm leaving my ring on the counter.
Can I join?
But
can I join? What is happening?
I don't know.
But I mean, yeah. I think if you don't feel bad, let's start with that. If you don't feel bad, then did you ever really care, or do you even care for your partner in that moment?
Well, right? Okay, let's talk about your moral compass though. So, where was your moral compass after you got caught? Was it during the act? Did you have that moral compass?
Of course not, because if you did, you wouldn't be there, right?
Some people still got it. It just doesn't
pertain
to that.
Listen, we all have a moral compass. Let's remember, we all have a moral compass, right?
But it changes all the time, right? Our moral compass, certain things,
right? But then, shouldn't certain things always be wrong? Let's be realistic. Now that I'm mature, right? Now that I'm mature, and I've been through a million different relationships. And I'm not gonna say billion relationships, excuse me, but I've been through different scenarios, and I've grown, and I've learned, and I've researched, and and I've done my own studying on these things. Shouldn't it be wrong? Whether listen, if I'm poly or if I'm monogamous, cheating is cheating and it's wrong. Period. Right. So if it's wrong, right, and we know this,
do we all agree with that?
Yes. Agree with what?
100%. Cheating is wrong.
Period.
No matter the circumstances.
You already know my stance on that.
No matter the circumstances. Now, because there are ways to be ethically non-monogamous.
Okay.
There are ways,
even during the course of a monogamous relationship.
There are ways to be ethically, even in a situation of monogamy.
Okay.
There is a way to be ethically non-monogamous. Again, it's based on the communication and the boundaries of your relationship.
Yes.
Right?
It has to.
So that's something that you have to work out with your partner, and that's something that a bridge that you have to cross. But being as a person that has crossed that bridge, there are ways to communicate your wants and needs without bringing someone else down, without making somebody else feel like they're less than, right? Because the one thing that I truly believe is that I don't want a woman to feel like she has to be my end all to be all. That's a lot of responsibility. And then when that doesn't happen, when there's a moment that you can't, then there's a major letdown.
Absolutely.
Right? So I believe that I can communicate my wants and needs and desires, whether it be sexual or romantic, or without taking away from my initial relationship. I can love on you 100% and treat you like the woman you need to be, right? Or the queen you need to be, feel like you need to be, and still do the same. On the other hand.
Interesting. Okay, let's read some comments. You got some comments to read?
We only got one, but I did have a question for Tim.
Jump on in.
So Facebook user says, however, yes, the narrative can be open and create an ethical approach to an equitable relationship, excuse me, which again means everyone gets what they want.
Boom. And that's, I think, what cheating doesn't do, right? It's not equal. And it's very selfish, self-motivated.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I say, it's a very, very emotionally immature and morally immature act. Because again, I'm not sure who the Facebook user is, but like they just said, there's an equitable way for us to feel equal and for us to communicate our wants and needs and for everyone to get what they want. Because what I do with you and how I feel about you does not dictate how I feel about this one or this person. And the two don't have to be equal.
Okay, but that's if you go into the lifestyle. completely, because you gotta completely be involved with that lifestyle, right? Because you can't have somebody that's half in that lifestyle and somebody half out. You gotta be all the way in.
So here's the thing about it is there are relationships where they're called monogamish or monogamous-ish, right? Where there are partners that are monogamous that date ethically non-monogamous partners. I don't even have to call them poly because not everybody that's non-monogamous is poly. Okay, so you can be ethically non-monogamous and still be in a monogamous relationship, right? But it's about the boundaries and standards and communication that you have with your partner.
I was just about to say.
So it's got to be. Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to read this off.
Thank you guys for the comments.
First, let me ask this question first, too. You just let us in on your experiences via the cheating or whatever. Was the risk worth the temporary satisfaction?
At the end of the day. No.
So and
think about who you.
I'm gonna hit you with something.
Go ahead.
Now at 36, the man I am today, realizing who I am, was the risk worth it? Yes.
Wow.
Interesting. Can you expound on that, please?
Wait.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit you with why. Yes, I lost that relationship. Yes, I lost that person in my life.
Okay.
But who I am today couldn't be with that person anyway. So I went through an experience, and both parties ended up hurt. I probably hurt that person more.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I accept
that responsibility. And I've actually went back and had conversations with this person.
Shout out to Dorian Barber.
And try to do the best to. You can't necessarily right your wrong, but you know what I mean. You can begin to try. You can make amends and begin to try to help the healing process. And I think that I did that to the best of my ability. But the man I am today wouldn't be in that situation anyway. So can I just be realistic?
So you're saying that experience? Yeah.
Can I just?
I was gonna say. I think I know what track you're on.
Listen, can I just be real? The experience was fun enough to where now realizing what it cost me, I would have lost anyway eventually. So I have to be realistic with myself, right?
It's kind of selfish, bro.
Are you? And in a way, it sounds like you're absolving yourself.
No, hold on.
Okay.
I fully take full responsibility for what I did.
Okay.
And I went and apologized and did things to
you made amends. You made amends. That's the key,
right? So let's get that out there.
Okay.
When I was wrong, I'm not saying I wasn't wrong, but you asked the question, was it worth it? It was fun. I had a good time.
So sexually worth it.
Yes.
I think that's what we want.
Listen.
At the time and on who you were with at the time, the risk was definitely worth the.
It wasn't worth it in the moment.
That's because that's what I was more so getting to.
Because
I understand it's made you who you are today.
In the moment, no, it wasn't worth it because I lost somebody that I cared about. That meant a lot to me. Okay, but now having reflected on. And went back and thought upon it when it's, again, even after I've made amends and done everything to do that I can to apologize, when I sit back and reflect, it happened. Oh, well, I have to accept that, right? So I'm not going to sit back and regret. I don't live in regret. I don't believe in it. I believe that you have to live and move on. So when I move on and I reflect and I think about it, well, guess what? It happened. It was fun. I had a good night. It was cracking. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time. Oh, well.
I got to read off Doc's comment real quick.
Okay.
This it says Facebook user, but this is from Doc. Okay. Right, wrong, or indifferent is totally subjective. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for our own happiness. If your partner doesn't share in that, communicate your wants and needs. So basically, you guys get what he's saying, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so if that happens, let's answer that because I've heard that before.
Oh, that's an interesting question for Toon. See it on the screen? I don't want you to lose thought, but
okay.
Based on your experience, this comes from Sarah Gray. Shouts out to Sarah.
No.
Oh, you ready?
No. Straight up, listen. I want to get this out there. I am against cheating. It's wrong, right? It is wrong, plain and simple.
And I'm gonna echo what you said because we talk about it all the time. He's against.
It is
cheating.
wrong. I am a firm believer in being ethical and non-monogamous. I am not monogamous.
Yeah.
I don't date monogamously. Okay. I am poly. It is what it is. But even in being poly, you can be cheated on in a poly relationship. Poly doesn't mean that I'm free to go do willy-nilly and get to go doing whatever I want.
There's accountability.
No, but just like anybody else, just like I wouldn't want to be cheated on, you wouldn't want to be cheated on. I don't want to cheat on nobody else. Again, it was a young, immature act. We all grow, we all learn. We learn through our experiences. But what I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that after the fact, yes, I was wrong. I admitted I was wrong. Tried to make up for being wrong. But now that I realized that was in a monogamous situation that now at 36 was never going to last. This is who I've always been. I have even as a child, believed in ethical non-monogamy. I didn't know there was a name or a title for it. But again, when I was a child and I looked at my parents,
think a lot of us didn't really know that.
Right? I looked at my parents and I looked at them and I said, "This is weird.
Yeah,
that's all you want for the rest of your life. That's it. You don't nothing else."
You see, wow.
I get where he's coming from, though.
I disagree. I think I disagree.
But listen, hold on. But you can't just
no. I'm just saying. I think I disagree with what.
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
So for me, as a child, I was already being built for this. So cheating it's always going to be wrong. It's always going to be wrong. Let's get it out there. But there is a way to be ethically non-monogamous.
So there's a formal word for cheating. It's called
it's called unethical. That's what it is. Non-monogamy.
Let's just keep it real. That's fine.
It is unethical. Cheating is unethical. But there's a way to be ethically non-monogamous. There's a way to communicate to where you can, like a couple users have said, like James just said, where you can communicate and it can be equitable and you can get what you want and they get what they want. Whether they just want you and you want to do you and they're okay with that. But again, that's communication, right? That's communication. You got to talk about it.
You got to have that communication and you got to come to an understanding. You can't make decisions for your partner.
Right.
And trust me, guys, I'm not trying to preach. Because listen, my life is shitstorm when it comes to that. I was terrible. And listen, I'm not going to try to front. Listen, yes. Damn. But at years gone by, you see the effects of what you do and what you've done. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow, man.
I'm not. Hold on. See, I think we're taking me being okay with it and saying the experience was worth it as pride.
I don't
have any pride.
I'm saying for me. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying what you're saying.
Right. And I want to make sure that we're clear on that. I don't necessarily take pride in it. I'm not saying that I take pride in it, but as a person who doesn't like to live in regret, okay, when I reflect on my own, I try to find some solace in everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I reflect on it and I look at the whole totality of the whole situation, being here now, I wouldn't be in that situation anyway, right?
Without going through that experience.
Well, no. Listen, okay. Even if I had never cheated, because that's not what broke us up. Let's be funky. Cheating didn't break us up. Okay. I was taken back. Okay, not to say it always happens or it should happen or whatever. I was taken back because again, I did feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But now going back and looking at it later, years later, right? All I'm saying is that when I did it, I had a fun night. So was it worth it? Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't worth losing my relationship, but that's not why I lost my relationship.
No, your relationship was already. That's what I was going to ask. Your relationship was already lost.
It was lost when I got. It was lost when I got into it because.
Damn.
I was going to say when you.
Listen, I'm very self-aware. Yeah. Listen, it was lost the moment I got into it because I was never in it fully. I couldn't be because who I am doesn't allow me to be monogamous. What I believe in. What I believe in my heart doesn't allow me, not Barry, because like I said, if I believe in being poly, if I believe in its beliefs, I believe if B is monogamous, that's great. Listen, one of my best friends is one of the, whenever we sit down, I always tell ladies, whenever somebody meets him, this is one of the best monogamous dudes I know because he don't cheat. When he's in a relationship, he's locked up and he's locked in. You might not see him for a couple months. He knows who I'm talking about. Okay? But I don't think that he's wrong for choosing that relationship. I respect it and I love it for him because that's who he is. That's what he wants. That's what he needs. For Anthony's needs and wants, I'm different. But I communicate that from the gate.
And so we can be clear and we can kind of move on to is it's about the communication.
Always.
It's about the communication. You've got to communicate. You've got to communicate. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do. Because how do you communicate that? How do you
So you mentioned when you went into the relationship that it was already on the rocks because you wasn't fully in. So did you?
No. What I mean by that is now knowing who I am, right, and having talked about where I'm at in life now with multiple people that have known me. This is who I've always been.
So I guess my question is, at the time going into that relationship, you didn't know that?
No.
Okay, because that was my next question. Did you know that going in?
It was a learning process. B will tell you it's taken me years to even get here to where I'm even comfortable enough to even talk about it. Mm-hmm. Because it was a learning and a growth process, and it was learning about why I had always done some of the dumb things I had done in relationships. And not to say that all cheaters are poly, because that's not the case.
No.
That's not the case. But I've always believed in a different form of relationship. I've always felt like there was something off about monogamy to me. But again, I've never felt like it was wrong for you or wrong for anybody else, because I support multiple relationships and my friends and family that are in monogamous relationships. That's great. Whatever you believe in and how you choose to date and how you choose to do you is you.
Let me ask this question. So after, let's say, a man cheats, isn't that relation pretty much over, do you think? Is it can you recover?
A lot of
I'm asking this again, this is from the men's perspective. So,
I would say a lot of men believe that they should be taken back.
They do.
They should be able to still retain the woman that they stepped out on. Yeah. Not just woman, it could be your wife. The woman that you built a house with, a home with your children, whatever. Yeah. There's that level of entitlement.
So you come home.
Let's take the mindset out.
Those locks are.
Because let's legit ask: should it happen? Do you believe it should? If you cheat, is your relationship over? Or if you're cheated on, is the relationship over?
Yeah,
it's over. Mm-hmm. Nick?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I would have to accept.
Yeah,
full responsibility.
Yeah, that's
if I did it.
That's an L that I brought about.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Again,
and all of them that
I would say that I can't blame her if she leaves me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But but to answer the blanket question, because the blanket question was after cheating, is the relationship over? I don't necessarily believe that it is. I believe that me personally, we can talk and we can figure some things out, right? But again, there's an old saying a proverb. Thank you. If you have a glass cup and I crack it, right, and I take that chip out, I can insert that chip of glass back in. I can glue it back. I can weld it, but it'll never be that full solid cup that I once had.
You're gonna have that crack.
You still always, no matter how you put that cup back together, no matter how much work you put in to make that cup whole again, that crack will be there, right? So again, the question then becomes, can you live with the crack?
And that's what it is. Can you live with the crack? And real quick, another question about it.
I'm gonna get to the comments.
And get to the comments?
No, you say what you got to say, but I'm gonna get to the comments after that, and then we got to roll into the next topic.
And this is a general question. Please understand that, because this is what we want. We need to have this conversation. What do you really get out of cheating?
That was in the end of the day. That was in the talking point. How does it serve you?
A quick,
outside of a quick
moment of satisfaction. A quick
3 to 5 minutes.
And it goes back.
However long whatever.
I'm just asking. Okay.
Literally, whatever your time was, whatever. But I mean, it's that small moment of satisfaction, right? But again, I'm not saying that that's worth it. But you ask what you get.
What you get out of it.
And literally, and that's why it's not worth it. And that's why cheating is not worth it. Because again, if you're cheating, so we'll see here again. Okay. So people cheat for different reasons. Because some people cheat because they're looking for something that they're missing in their relationship, right? And some people cheat when they find it. And so
they still cheat. Some people just
the opportunity presents itself.
So again, it's two sides to a coin. So if let's say if I was cheating and I was missing something in my relationship and I got that, right? Mm-hmm. Then I still only got that small moment of satisfaction, and I got for that moment what I was missing. But it's not whole. See what I'm saying? It's not whole. It's not kept. It's not because you have to leave your current situation, join that situation to make that whole. But then again, there's the crack in the cup.
It's such an oxymoronic
you're failing at your main relationship.
Yeah,
right. You bring somebody else, and you're failing at that too.
You're failing double time.
So
you're taking like two.
It's the failing part, right? You start lying so much, you don't even know what lies to believe on yourself. You're like, damn, I don't even know what. Am I believing this shit?
Right.
You know?
And that's why I say when you move on to the next, you have to cut.
Financial.
People lie enough, they start believing a lot.
You believe your own, and then there's the financial obligations. You always going.
There's so much to go into.
Time obligations.
Right.
From your family, from everything else that you love, right?
But that's what I say. Those small moments of satisfaction just aren't worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you have to leave that. So let's say you go to Sue house, you cheating, you go do whatever you got to do, right? I have to leave whatever satisfaction or whatever was provided there has to stay there.
It has to stay there.
It don't come home. Man. So then I got to go home and I'm still missing.
You're still missing that.
You see what I'm saying? Instead of trying to communicate.
And your woman's trying to, communicate to you, and you trying to.
Instead of communicating at home what you needed, what you wanted, you know what I'm saying, and trying to get it there and not have to leave it somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
I'll be honest with you though, and this is just how crazy it is. I thought that was part of being a man.
Cheating?
I thought that was an aspect of manhood.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
There was
being able to brag and look at me and it's a very, very immature way of thinking, but it's a very, very regular way of thinking for young men, because coming up, you see a lot of the guys that we look up to would be our older peers. Yeah. They're bragging, and so you're like, well, I got to get on this. I need to make sure I make my mark. Real last question, and we're gonna get to the comments, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Shopkulture. This is what we do. Conversations like this, real conversations that we want to have. You think older men have failed us in terms of laying the foundation about what is cheating? Should you cheat? What are the consequences of cheating?
So the question is, in what you just said, do you think older guys failed us? I say
even in myself, are we doing a good job, right, of talking and communicating to our children, to young men that come in?
I'll put it to you like this.
I'm just asking.
Or you
yeah, I'm just asking. Go ahead.
I'll put it to you like this. I'll put it to you like this. There is a lot of fatherless kids out there. And because we're talking about men tonight, I'm going to direct that to, when I say kids, boys. So they don't have that positive masculine male figure to bring them up, not just raise them, but rear them into manhood and give them those gems. The things that we're talking about now, most of us had already been through it. Tomb's already given us testimony. So
and talked about the change, and that's the thing that we always lose.
And so
people change. People are not the same like they were 5 years ago, even
a
year ago,
even a week ago.
Right. So you don't, and when you don't have that type of, that wisdom, that oracle coming from that individual, then those boys, they're going to turn to what they're seeing in society, i.e. media, music, film, literature, the guy the dude that's trapping, you know what I'm saying? Right. They turn to all those individuals,
but kids are also and then they're watching what you do, man. What you do.
That too. If the father's even present, you make a point. You make a point because the ones that are present, that aren't really doing what they.
Men, we can't just have women, all types of women coming in and out.
So let me ask you. So to get to your question, right? Okay. How many times did the older or the generation before you or us speak to you about relationships?
So my father was in the household, so I'll just go on that. It was very, my dad's old school, so it was very black and white. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. It wasn't okay, son, this is, and it's not a knock against it. It's just how we raised, man. Right. You come up hard. That's how you women. You know what I'm saying? It just, the perspective for him was a lot different than it is for me, right? Raising my son and trying to make differences because
the world is different.
The world is different,
mm-hmm.
you know, and he's seen some things that he probably shouldn't have seen. But those were bad behaviors that I have to acknowledge and I have to be honest about in order to create some type of change with him. So it's a difficult conversation, but it's a conversation you gotta have because you make these bad decisions.
I agree. So like in my household, my father was from the deep South, like deep South Carolina, where South Carolinians don't even know. Well, I'm telling you, I talked to people in South Carolina, they've never heard of
Well, he's okay.
You know, look at a super small town right on the border of Georgia, right on the water, right? Like,
Union, South Carolina? No, that's one.
No, we talking about deep.
I'm sorry, yeah, you
deep South Carolina. Understand me?
It is deep.
Listen, we still boys in Hartsville.
Is it Geechees or whatever? Yeah, okay.
Right. So my father, he came up really hard, so it wasn't a lot of emotional conversation. Now he told me he loved me, you know, all that good stuff. He was a good guy. He was a good father. But as far as the emotional building and building, you know, and teaching me how to be an emotional man, and not just, I don't mean emotional as in, I mean in tune with my emotion and how to control and how to be in charge of my emotion, you know what I mean? And know right, morally wrong. My father was a player for most of his life. So I watched, you know what I'm saying? Thursday night was date night. It was normally a different one.
But that's what men back then had. That's what one of the only kind of, you had game, right? You had women. That was kind of the badge of honor. I mean, you know,
exactly.
It is what it is.
So a lot of it was learned, you know, through process, you know, through trial and error. You know what I mean? And being emotionally immature myself. And bumping my head 1,000 times and admitting my wrongs and knowing that I had done somebody else wrong and harmed somebody else emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that I still don't. I mean, I'm always a work in progress. I'm ever growing. I'm ever learning. You know what I'm saying? And
we always gonna have to.
But again, now knowing that my household lacked those conversations, I try to have those same conversations with my sons. So that way, you know what I mean? They understand how to be emotionally mature.
Emotionally mature, and I would say morally responsible. Responsible in how your interactions are, especially with women.
Despite how you came up and what you were taught, or what a lot of folks like to say, how society has conditioned you to step out here in the world. Once you get a certain age and you go through some shit, it is now your responsibility to, you know, you can either anchor to what you've always known, or you can, you know, grow and unlearn a bunch of bad habits and behaviors. And like what you guys just got done saying with your sons, you're teaching them what you weren't taught. So y'all, perfect example, doing the work.
Let's give me some comments.
Yeah, because there is a lot of.
There's a lot of comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right through them. Facebook user says, correct and honestly, it's only human beings that label situations. The human process is just that, flawed and self-serving. Open and honest with needs is the answer. Just be honest and you can get what you want. You set the tone, the standard, and the outcome on your terms. Accept that and you can live your life on your terms.
I want to chime in because I think that's a really, really good statement.
Let me,
okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Hold that thought. We are multi-streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and IG. Not Twitch. Not yet, anyways.
We will. What's up out there?
What's up, Betty?
Shopkulture.
We see you. Legit mic setup. Yeah, we on it. We know. Facebook user says black men don't cheat.
Come on.
I don't know who this is, but yeah, somebody is clapping cheeks right now.
Okay.
All right. Cheating got me where I am today. I have no regrets. All right, Dorian.
Stand on it. Stand on it.
Sarah says, I appreciate the transparency. Could you, in your experience talking to Toom here, could you provide some of the warning signs in regarding to spotting a cheater or a potential cheater? In 1 second. Right. Betty, she says, why not just be with someone who is also comfortable with adding someone every once in a while to the bedroom? But what I don't get, even allowing that to happen, men still have stepped out of my experience, and I would like to know why that is. Facebook user says, I have cheated on almost all my girlfriends. Now I am in a different place in my life, and I have issues with trust because I am waiting for karma to come back around. It's good you know that. You aware.
Be honest with it.
You aware.
Sign in. I want to know who that is.
Yeah.
I want to know.
So we're going to send karma.
Oh. All right. Facebook user says it's a stigma when it comes to cheating. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Stems from that.
Totally
disagree. People grow.
People always grow.
Facebook user says, at the end of the day, cheating ain't good. Your loyalty, honesty, and character come into question. I would agree. And that's not a good thing. You can't honor the streets and homies, but cheat and ruin your home with your woman or wife. I love that perspective.
We got to
love that perspective. I love that perspective. Yeah.
I like
real.
The comment.
We're going to have to have a part two. We're going to have to have a part two to this because we're already,
Facebook user says, set the terms on your life, write your narrative, and then you can live the outcome on your terms, monogamy or non-monogamy. It's irrelevant as you're living open and honestly with yourself and your partner or partners. Some have built better relationships and some have stayed, but never fully emotionally committed again.
It's hard. The crack in the glass.
The crack in the glass and the emotional.
Okay. Dorian is... I don't know.
I like Dorian, man. Hey,
he's
safe, man. Read those too.
I'm now remembering who this cat is because he used to. Yeah.
Well, he said you gave bragging rights. Talk that
from cheating. Okay, well, strange for a moment or two.
But Dorian, I bet Dorian has some growth, and he's not the same person.
People cheat for the thrill sometimes. Or they cheat for something that's missing in their life. We touched on that. William, I don't believe that. I've cheated in the past, but I very much am loyal to my queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Facebook user says, you're my woman. Them other hoes is tricks. I make love to you.
Yes, sir.
I want to be with you, but hilarious. I already know where this is from. Baby boy.
Thank you.
That was the scene.
I already knew what that was from. Me too. My father taught me the game.
Yeah.
All right. Dorian says you should broadcast to YouTube. We are broadcasting on YouTube, bro.
All there, bro.
Yeah, man.
All right, baby. You like
pay attention, bro. Facebook user says if someone cheats, it's a sure sign that they are not in the right place for a monogamous relationship, and they really should be honest with themselves and their significant other.
But I'll say this: not everybody that cheats is built for non-monogamy either. Some people just need to get their damn shit together.
Yes. Thank you, Dorian, for subscribing.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
This is what we do, man.
Facebook user says I was a daddy's son. He taught me dominoes, cars, and using women.
Oh man, yeah. Talk about it.
But then, what message is their moms giving them? Parents set the standard, you know. Interesting point. Betty likes our mic setup. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Facebook user says,
people have such a different
right.
You know, I think some people just like to say stuff. That's why I was laughing.
Facebook user says, I think it has a part in it about raising kids right, but ultimately the kids need to realize within themselves that they are responsible for their own actions. You are accountable for your own actions.
Well, when does that happen?
Yeah, when is it?
Because if the frontal cortex is not fully developed to the age of 25,
right?
At what age because again, you're going to be in a relationship, and then technically you're adult at 18. So we'll say from 18 to 25, are you just allowed to fuck up? You're just allowed to cheat?
You shouldn't be allowed to, but 16 is kind of
society gives you that grace.
But that's my thing though. You see what I'm saying? Where with that comment is, you know, they realize on actions if nobody's teaching them, and we understand that their brains are underdeveloped, should we not be more responsible?
As parents, or as just
society and as parents, and as men.
Yeah, as men. That's why I said. That's why I've always said. So we got to take that role. We can't just leave it up to what music, athletes,
exactly,
entertain. I mean, at some point we've got to do it. We've got to do it.
Yeah. I think we kind of already went into the whole are men, because that was the next topic. Are men meant to be monogamous?
And then we coming kind of to the last part. And real quickly, people, just because the show goes off, it doesn't mean that you can't keep commenting. We still have the comments going. So please, man, just keep commenting, keep going, keep talking.
They love seeing y'all go in on the topic. So
of course, that's
it's not the same.
Yeah. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, the whole nine, whatever case. December 26th.
Facebook user says generational patterns have a way of repeating themselves. If an affair has happened in your marriage, there's a good chance there has been one in your parents' marriage. And unless you do something to break the patterns. Exactly. There's a high probability your children will one day have affairs. Hiding the affair in the closet doesn't break the patterns.
Right. No.
Yeah, I'm fucking with that. That was a gem right there. Betty says, I still want to know the answer to my question. I know a lot of women who are okay with adding someone so cheating doesn't happen. I'm that female that will look with you and go grab a number. I'm just saying. But I can't keep a man for nothing. But I'm okay with that.
Betty, if you don't shut your
right,
goofy
Betty.
behind up, listen.
All
Shut
right.
up. Betty.
Right.
Betty gonna get a lot of DMs.
But
DMs is good.
But to answer your question, some dudes, some people, right? But we're talking about the men today. Mm-hmm. Some men are just not satisfied. And again, it's an ego thing. It's a pride thing. It's wrong as it is. Being real, some people are just unsatisfied. They're still searching. I feel like those people that are just constant cheaters are still searching for something.
Doesn't matter.
Because again, those habitual cheaters that just every girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? They're searching. It's something they're looking for that they're maybe not getting. And I'm not saying that it's a woman's fault, because maybe they don't even know what it is.
Ooh.
Maybe they don't even know what it is they're searching for.
That's what I'm gonna say.
A lot of times, I don't think they really do.
You don't really know what you. Yeah, you want to bust, right? But it's more to just the bust,
right?
It sounds like it's just the thrill, the whole acting, the hunting, the thrill. Because if it's not, well, then if it's more than just a thrill, what is it?
That's what we're.
If as someone who has done it, I'm gonna ask you too. What is it? If it's more than just the nut, the thrill, the hunt, what is it?
I'll be straight up. I listen, because again, Anthony's self-aware. I know what I was searching for. I was searching for something, and now it's taken me years. We talked about it. I'm not gonna verbalize it on air, but it's taken me years to get to where I was. But I was searking for something inward that I couldn't figure out. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand why. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. It used to bug the mess out of me. What the hell is wrong? Why can't I get it right? Like, why am I such a cheater? Like, I'm blowing it with some of these good women. Yeah. Again, and I'm being one that I blew it with some good people. Yeah. Right? Because I didn't know myself. And here it is. I didn't know who Anthony was. Okay? And once I got here and I realized where I was, who I was, and I'm not just talking about being in poly, I'm not none of that. I'm talking about who I am today, who I am. Has satisfied me more than any sexual relationship I've ever had, right? Because now I'm satisfied in a manner that nobody else could bring to me. No woman on this earth could bring me the satisfaction that I have today.
Which that should be the ultimate in any relationship.
Exactly. In life, you gotta be happy with this and understand this. Because a lot of people say, I'm happy, I like who I am. Right? But do you really understand?
You gotta love you, man. You got to really love you, man.
And to love you, you have to dive into the parts that are good of you. The parts that people will say are bad of you, you gotta go eat that up too. You got to dive into all of that. So back to your question, I would say that for me, I was searching for something that was in me that I didn't know was in me. You see what I'm saying? I was looking. And I was looking in women to satisfy me. There was this hunger inside of me, and I thought it was a sexual hunger, right? I thought it was I gotta satisfy these loins. I gotta satisfy this urge to procreate or whatever. But when I started researching it and diving into Anthony, I realized that there was a satisfaction in me, and the answer was inside. I was looking for something that was in me, and when I found it, I realized, you always realize when you hurt somebody how wrong you are. If you're an empathetic person, then I hurt you. If I slap you in the face, I realize you're hurt. I see the pain, right? But when I found me, then I seen the hurt. Then I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I could see your hurt, but then I felt it like, whoa, you really did that?
And that's you got to be aware and self-awareness.
Right. It's a bittersweet process, but
let's continue this on another show, because we gotta kind of, we didn't get to.
We do that next week.
Yeah.
So
go
ahead. I'll let you go first.
Real quickly, guys, we want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in, tapping in, commenting, and really kind of really, we want you guys to actually do some homework though, because we want to really discuss this maybe next week to help reform our outlook on cheating.
Right? Not just cheating, but how we next week we're really gonna dive in that kind of. We want to kind of reform how we communicate our issues and our problems and our arguments. We're gonna dive into a series. Me and Barry, I've been working on some things. I've been working on a model.
But the issue is gonna be communicated.
It's gonna be about communication, but how to communicate within our issues and our problems and
scope of what you help create. You actually create with the pyramid. And I really want us to, throughout the week, we're gonna put up some posts to you guys, and let's really deep dive into this situation, this topic, because I think there's a lot of stuff that we're leaving on the table that needs to be discussed, especially from the views of men.
For sure.
From the eyes of experience. So when we talk about it,
and doesn't always just have to be the cheaters. It could be every man, because we don't want to just all have one experience. Let's talk about it, because there's some men out there that are, maybe on the verge, or it starts with that, that innocent discussion or conversation you might have.
We want to dive into it and really see where you're at, where the mindset comes and goes, where it comes from and how it goes, and how you change it. So Doc, I definitely want to get Doc, talk to him, because I know, he's a really smart guy, and has some real,
and I
good things to say. So
we want to continue this for a while. I want you to follow up on some of this stuff, because you brought some gems, and then we want to hear a little bit more from Nick Jones, because I thought Nick brought up some really good conversation pieces that we kind of touched on, but we didn't really get into. Some good questions.
I'll throw them up on the post, and we can just elaborate from there. But yeah, for sure.
So guys, this was an excellent show. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in to Shopkulture. Remember, like, share, subscribe. December 26th. Be there. 5 to 8 carats, sports bar and lounge.
Come on,
we need you.
I know we said we had an announcement we was gonna make today. We're gonna hold it off till next week. We're gonna hold that till next week. Oh, next week's show. We gotta move next week's show to Wednesdays. I'll be traveling. I get to go get my son. I'm so excited. I get to go sit with my baby boy in Texas. Back home? Yes, sir. I mean, it's for the holidays, but I'm gonna try to kidnap him, try to keep him here if I can.
We gotta get the kids together.
I'm so excited to go get my baby boy. So I'll be traveling on Tuesday.
So
listen. I wanted to do a pop-up, but I told B I didn't know how he felt about me doing one in the airport. Might be some background noise. So I said we'll wait till Wednesday till I get back, but I'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah, he was trying to go for the airport. I'm like, it's hard. I try to do.
I just love being with y'all, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it Wednesday,
same time.
So I know what's going on. We're moving the show to Wednesday next week because it's going to get baby boy.
Got you. I'll be in the airport.
Got you.
Sorry about that, man.
No.
The producer got to know.
Hey, we moving so much.
We move. This is why we do it.
Yeah.
Shopkulture.
Hold on. One thing.
Right.
You know what? I did want to, before we cut, listen. I had an incident that what didn't happen to me, but happened to a young lady I know today. And so I just, we always close with something. And I just want to close with this. Ladies, please be safe. Listen. If you are in an abusive situation, seek help. Listen, it is not your job to fix your man. It is not your job to fix your abuser.
At all.
If you are in an abusive situation, please seek help. Because I'm telling you, I deal with it every day. Abusers need therapy. They need help. And you are not the doctor. Get out.
Never will be.
Listen. Get out, and for your own safety.
I got a lot of words for that, but we're gonna leave that alone because we gotta get off. But
like Ann said, protect yourself.
I had to do that. Thank you,
man.
Yeah.
Well, let's pray for her too, man. Let's all say
protect your womb, protect just everything. Just
say a prayer.
Protect yourself
for your friend, for the young lady, man.
Yes, for sure.
And guys, thanks once again. Any last words for?
Man, this was an awesome show. Yes. I'm digging it.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a good show, man.
All right. I'm just happy to be here.
Come on, talk to him.
All right.
So, guys, like we always say, stay safe.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man. SK all day.
Ooh. SK.
Hey, yo, we out of here, y'all. Have a good night.
Stop playing with us.
Come on, man.